Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXP, and today we have Dr. Max Lai, who's the CEO and founder of OORTech. So, really excited to talk to you about this in my episode today. Now, Max, I really appreciate you talking to me, sharing your knowledge and information about decentralized AI ecosystem. And what is great is that absolutely everyone can participate, contribute, and benefit from the AI advancement. Now, for our listeners, you should know you're also an adjunct professor at Columbia University. You've also published quite a lot of academic papers as well. So, really excited to talk to you regarding this. Now, Max, you also have over 200 international patents, and you're a skier, hiker, and a ukulele player as well. So,
Mhm.
really excited to talk to you regarding this. And thank you so much for doing this session.
Thank you for the introduction, and I'm so happy to be here and share what I have been building in the past years. I think this is very important for not only for me, but for the whole everyone in the world. I want to share and let people know what's going on here and what's gonna happen, and how these things gonna affect your daily life, in the near future. So I think that's very valuable stuff that you everyone should know.
Definitely, and our listeners will definitely benefit from what you have to say. Now, before we start, Max, I just wanted to check, how has your day been so far? And is there anything interesting planned for the coming week? And is there anything excited in the world of decentralized AI world?
I would say, to be honest, if you're working in high tech field and especially the AI and the blockchain space, every day is exciting.
Yeah,
Because because since everyone can feel that things going is going on really fast, right? So every day when you wake up, you see so many new stuff popping up, and you keep learning. I'll be in the space for almost my whole life, right? So, but still every day I keep learning because every day I see something new from AI, from blockchain, from crypto,
yeah,
and I need to understand. I want to learn something new, and yeah, let alone other people not in the space, right? So yeah, but the learning is always exciting. It's very intense and very exciting. So I will say, back to your question, today as other days, it's fantastic. Again, lots of new stuff popping up, and the
yeah.
meetings, back to back meetings for me from early morning. So
And last week, you saw the crypto crash as well, and the stock market
yeah.
crash as well. And has that impacted Oot Foundation in any way?
Um, not that much because, because we are, first of all, we're now traders, right?
Yeah,
We're a tech firm. We're building something long term, right? We're talking like a 5 years, 10 years, and even longer. As I told my team that we want to be a great company in tech company in the United States. So what does that mean? So if you want to, in our field, if we want to be a great company, a tech firm, in the States, means you have to survive 30 years. So, for
yeah,
a tech firm, if very few tech firm can survive for like 30 years, to be
yeah,
honest. You know, it's very challenging. So we're targeting long-term stuff. So for the short term, like token price goes up and down, or stock price goes up and down, for these long-term projects, it's not really matter. So.
that is beautifully said. Now, Max, I covered most of your introduction, but can you share a bit about your background and journey in the AI space and blockchain space that I might have not covered?
Oh yeah, sure. I got my PhD many years back, and after my graduation, I've been working with I joined the Qualcomm research.
Hmm.
So I'm one of the first guy at Qualcomm research working on the 5G chip design, Snapdragon basically. So and
Oh,
after that, back to 2016, I joined Columbia University working with the electrical engineering department, and my research interests are AI and blockchain. And since then, I started to teach these two blockchain technology and AI courses at Columbia. So all graduate level courses, and a very popular course, I would say, is my class is one of the largest class at Columbia. So although it's like a graduate level course, we have like 150 students in a class. So it's larger than an undergrad class. So because then you can see the trend, right? The young
yeah,
people, they're very super interested in AI and blockchain. And also my research is, stay focused on these two fields as well. So that's why I founded this company. I found this company, or yeah, trying to build a cloud for decentralized AI. So
That is brilliant, and it's great to have someone with a really strong academic experience. And you've also written a book called as Reinforcement Learning for Cyber
right,
Physical
right.
Systems.
That
So
that
that
is
is
also my
definitely great.
textbook as well.
That is brilliant. Now let's talk about the Oort Foundation. Can you tell our listeners what the Oort Foundation is and why it is important to have a decentralized ecosystem?
Well, so the goal to build this foundation is like we wanted this nonprofit organization um, to drive the growth of Oort ecosystem.
Yeah,
So because in Web3 space, when you say ecosystem, you mean like it's 100% decentralized, right?
yeah,
So we want everybody to join, and of course it's nonprofit. So people join your ecosystem for different purpose, right? Someone they want to make some money from tokens, incentive or whatever, and someone just feel, oh, you're doing something really cool, and I just want to be part of it, right? So a different purpose, but yeah, that's the goal of the foundation, and also the vision of the foundation is to build trustworthy AI for humanity. So, because this is very important, I think we are one of the first organizations to advocate this concept, the trustworthy AI, because we already see the problem, the people's concerns about the current AIs, like a ChatGPT, for example, right? Your privacy, your security, and you have big concerns if you want to deploy some AI at your home, right?
true.
So you don't feel safe. Yeah, so that is the big blocker for the massive adoption of AI right now, to be
Yeah.
honest. So we have to resolve this issue, fundamentally resolve this issue before the AI company can sell their products into every single house, right? So that's our vision. But we and that's the motivation for us to establish this foundation to drive this effort to achieve this goal.
And what I really liked is that, you said 100% decentralized because there used to be a project called as EOS. They were actually making an argument that, they don't want to be 100% decentralized. And it goes back to the basics. What you're saying is absolutely beautiful. Now, regarding Oat Foundation, it is situated in Switzerland and it is operating as a non-profit organization. And the focus is on growth and adoption of decentralized AI. But my question is, what is the main purpose to have it set up, let's say, in Switzerland and not in any other areas? Could be, let's say, Singapore, UAE, or let's say even in China for that matter.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So several reasons, but I think the major reason for this is Switzerland has the most comprehensive regulations on cryptos, blockchains, for time being. So because we want to be very legit, right? We want to follow all the regulations, all the stuff. So that's why we choose Switzerland. So for other regions, either they're against the cryptos or blockchain, for example, China, right? So we know that the crypto trading is illegal in China.
Yeah,
And for other like a UAE or other places, yeah, there are good places to set up the foundation, but from a regulation perspective, it's not mature yet, right? So Switzerland, compared to other regions, is a better fit. Because we're a serious team, we want to build serious products, and so that's why we want to be following all the rigorous, the most comprehensive regulations.
absolutely spot on. And even Cardano, they have the foundation set up in Switzerland as well. So, beautifully said.
Yes, yes, and you
Ah,
know that the Cardano venture arm is our early investor.
oh, excellent.
Yep.
That is that is
Yeah,
absolutely great.
Emergo is
Imerco.
Cardano's Emergo. You know Emergo, right? So they
Yeah,
invest us.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they invest
And we
us.
talked about and we talked about earlier on as well that, just literally less than 30 minutes ago, there was a partnership announcement with Microsoft as well, isn't it? And they'll be joining as mainnet validators as well.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, we received a grant from Microsoft
Mhm.
Startup Ventures. So they because Microsoft put a lot of effort in AI, right? So
Yes.
and of course they appreciate our vision about the decentralized AI. And I think decentralized AI is something that they're super interested in and want to put more effort on it. So that's why they give us this grant. The grant is very comprehensive. It's a package. It's not just a monetary,
Okay.
support. So they give us the credits and some monetary support, and also like the technical support from their OpenAI team, from their other AI teams. I think that is more important. Right. And also for the Microsoft servers, they offer lots of free service for us to
Yeah.
us. So the validators we use from Microsoft servers are free. But this shows that there's strong support on us, and also they believe we're doing some long-term business, right? Not you know that in the crypto and the blockchain space, there's so many scammers and
True.
people yeah, people to come and go and then pump and dump and
Yeah.
yeah, too many of them, right? So but I think the endorsement from Microsoft at this point is very supportive and send a signal to the community like Oort is a serious team and doing long-term business. So you don't need to worry about the project.
And on the website also, there are loads of partnerships such as BNB Chain, Storage, Dell
Yeah, yeah,
Technologies.
BNB chain storage and the Dell
Yeah.
technology and the Seagate, Seagate
Yeah.
in the States, right? So all big top firms in the States, well branded, globally. So yeah, so then you can see that we're in talks with several other big partners right now. They're all very big brand in both
Mhm.
Web 2 and Web 3. We're gonna make an announcement in the coming month. So yeah,
That's great. And Max, I was listening to your episode with Markus and Tita, where you actually mentioned that by using Oat, businesses can save 50 to 60%.
right.
Can you elaborate, how do they end up saving 60%?
Yeah, the secret sauce here is simple. So
Hmm.
we leverage lots of idle computing and the storage resources
Hmm.
from our node providers. And our node providers, they include different type of node providers. So one is we call it super node. So super
Okay.
nodes, they are contributed by the big cloud players, such as like Tencent Cloud, Seagate, you know, and many of their resources are idle basically.
Hmm.
And also we have the edge nodes, this small box, right? So like an Apple TV type of thing, and each small box they have like a roughly 1 TB storage space, and we
Okay.
leverage them for storage as well. So essentially, the principle, the secret sauce is not different from other projects like GPU projects, for example, right?
Mhm.
So it's all we leverage the idle GPUs at your home and then your gaming machine and then the overall cost for AI training or scientific computing is much lower, right? So here's the thing. Here's the thing. That's why we can lower the cost that much. Yeah. But on top of that, I will say lower the cost is not difficult because as long as you have the access to these idle resources, you can always lower the cost. But the difficulty or the challenge is how can you guarantee the security and the privacy?
Yeah.
Right? So that is the thing. So because we are running a real business, we already have thousands of customers. When we approach these customers, after our pitch, the first question from the customer is not about the cost. The first question from the customer is always, do you guys provide the similar performance as Amazon or Google? Right?
Okay.
So always their first question. And the second, how can you guarantee my security and the privacy? Because we're
Yeah.
enterprise, right? If I use Google or Amazon, I trust them, right? I trust their data centers, their security systems. But how about you guys, right? And the last one is how much I can save.
Yeah,
So,
true. And you already answered my next question because I was going to ask, does it actually make any compromise on security? But you know what, your
yeah,
answer does make quite a lot of sense. And
yeah.
let's talk about deepen. Now, deepen or decentralized physical infrastructure is essentially a platform that aims to create a decentralized and transparent ecosystem for physical infrastructure management.
Hmm. Hmm.
Max, given your experience in the field, can you tell us the significance and importance of having a decentralized and transparent ecosystem?
Okay, so deepin, I would say I'm a big fan of deepin
Hmm.
and also AI. So, decentralized AI essentially is a deepin plus AI, right?
Okay.
So what Oort is building is physically a DP network. Um, so deepin is the future. I would say the concept is pretty novel. I mean, we want to leverage and integrate all the physical resources in terms of computing and storage, and maybe some other bandwidth, for example, right? So from everybody in the world to make a more, and this is fully aligned with our sustainability or something like that. We don't always want to reinvent the wheel or keep building some new data centers or something like that. There's lots of idle stuff there, right? So why not use them? And also, that's not only the resource, but get the support from every single individual around the world is also important, right? So not only their machine, but also there's support in terms of other stuff, right? So even just the literally the consensus, right? So why, if you look at the stock from Tesla, for example, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, Tesla, I think now I don't know, but the last year when I checked is like they only own like less than 5.5% of the market, or the car market.
Yeah,
Toyota and Honda, they occupy like more than 70%, 70. But if you look at the market cap, Tesla is way higher than these two,
true.
right?
Yeah,
So then if you follow the traditional Wall Street metric, it doesn't make any sense, right? One
exactly.
company occupy 70%, the other occupy less than 0.5%,
It
but the
doesn't make
market
sense.
cap that one is much higher, right? It doesn't make any sense. If you're a Wall Street guy, look at this data, statistics, right? So, but this is making sense to me because Tesla got it owns the consensus from people, right? So although I'm not the owner of Tesla car, but I can buy their stock,
Yeah,
right? So because I'm a supporter of Elon Musk or his vision, right? The business, although the business is not there yet, right? Also it's a concept. So here the DP is similar, something similar. If you ask me that what is the real applications in our daily life we're using DP, for example, I don't know, even myself. None of my personal stuff is DP for now. It's all
no,
centralized. My phone, my
yeah,
PC, everything, right? Yeah, yeah. So at least for me, I don't use Deepin products yet. It's far from mature, to be honest, from both technology because moving forward, there's so many challenges for the massive adoption of Deepin products. For example, like performance, right? And security, privacy, cost, pricing model, many things, right? So it's a long-term journey. But the concept and the future, the trend is uptrending, and we have the consensus that oh, deepin gonna be the future, so it will be there. Just like 10 years ago, people believe in Tesla, right? And now you see the Tesla is everywhere,
true.
right? Yeah, so that's the thing. That's why people join the game, build a DP network, and I see there's a lot of projects that are trying different verticals, like for GPU computing or storage or the grain. My friends sent me some information yesterday about some projects about talking about the D grain, decentralized grain energy or something like a solar panel, and you know,
Yeah,
it's lots of fun. And helium, you know, they're doing like
yeah,
mobile, right? So you see, people are trying different verticals, but which one gonna be the first massive adopted applications? I don't know, but I can see people are keep trying. That's good. That's good. Yeah.
exactly. And you touch base upon helium because in the cryptocurrency space, there's often a lot of scams, hacks, and attack. And helium,
Yeah.
they a couple of scams as well.
Too many of them.
Exactly. Yeah. What about, Akash network? And I'm not sure, Max, if you've heard about Golem network. And this is,
Yeah. I know them for many years.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but this is going back to 2013 and 14 era.
They're the OG. They're the OG
Exactly.
in the space. Yeah.
Because I remember, initially Ethereum used to be called as the first world computer, and Golem used to be
Yeah,
called as
got
the
'em.
first super world computer. So what are your
Mhm.
thoughts about, Golem project? I mean, do you see a future of that? Because it's been more than a decade, but I'm not seeing any news regarding them, at least for now.
Yeah, I so okay, let me tell you my story. So I knew them back to 2017, I guess.
Uh,
Yeah, the time they did ICO. So I think
yeah,
they did
around that.
ICO back to 2017 or something. They raised lots of money,
Yeah.
right? And they made a lot of noise, and they yeah, they have lots of funds at that time. And like what I said, they are the OG. So I think at the beginning they were focusing on the rendering business,
Hmm.
decentralized rendering. And then later on they moved to AI or something like that. They say, oh, we're decentralized AI cloud or something like that. Yeah, 'cause I personally I don't know their team. I don't know
Hmm.
what's going on.
They,
But
they initially, yeah, they
yeah,
initially
but I
started
didn't
off
see
with,
much product
yeah,
deliverables from them over the past years. I don't know what they can do or they cannot do. Um, yeah, I even have no idea what they're doing nowadays.
yeah,
But I would say that um, th- for this decentralized AI or DeepIn, I would say from because I'm a tech person, right? So I'm a professor. I know the technologies. So
hmm,
to be honest, there's lots of bubbles around in the space because I see many founders or many teams. They even have no sense about how difficult this their business could be in terms of technologies because I'm the tech person. I know how I can tell the difficulties in terms of attack for these products. For example, like if you want to do decentralized compute using geo distributed GPUs, right? Even from academia, in academia, we don't have a mature algorithm or solutions to it.
true.
Right. So that's why if you look at the Akash network, IO.net, these GPU projects, they're just a marketplace. It's just a peer-to-peer GPU rental, just like a Airbnb or Uber. It's not literally, it's not the real decentralized GPUs like, oh, I have a model, want to be trained, and I use the 10 GPUs around the world, right? Let's say three in China, three in the States, another two in India, and then I put them together and I coordinate them, right? It's pure decentralized and leverage the advantages from each server. So it's not like that. It's still just a peer-to-peer rental business, and then they have a marketplace. So that's real, and that's making sense because I know that the real geo distributed GPU computing is even very challenging in academia, let alone like in product level, right? So
And as you mentioned earlier on as well, it takes at least 3 decades, especially in the technology space, to be a success in the field. Do you envision probably, let's say, maybe 2 or 3 decades from now, we might be in a place where, we are 100% decentralized in the AI field? Do you think that's realistically possible?
I would say the decentralized AI. So okay, let me see this. I can talk a little bit more because that's my I've been thinking about this thing for many years. Why people want to do decentralization? Not only AI, but many
Mhm.
others, right? Like a
Yeah,
Bitcoin in finance, right? So because people want transparency, right?
exactly. Yeah,
People want a transparency. So if all the banks they are transparent and they lower the fees, they're not like a centralized super guy and like
yeah,
making decisions on their own. That's totally fine. We don't need a decentralized system. If we have a very transparent centralized system, why not? It's more efficient, right?
yeah.
So I think decentralization is only one approach for people to achieve the transparency, right? But it's not the only way. So maybe there's some other mechanisms we can apply to the centralized organizations and make them be more transparency, right? So be more transparent. Who knows? But I'm just thinking aloud, right? Um, but for now, people have it seems like this decentralization is the only feasible approach to do so.
Yeah.
Triggered by Bitcoin, right?
And if
Um,
am I right in saying that Elon Musk's XAI, it is be a centralized project, but the source code he wants to make it completely open. Am I right in saying that, or am I
Yeah.
missing that?
Because the day when the first day when he pitched like open AI, he said, oh, it's open AI. But now at the end of the day, we know it's a closed AI. It's nothing open, right?
Yeah,
So that's why he established this another AI confirm, right? So
yeah,
yeah. But I would say that this is lots tons of challenges down the road if we want to build a real transparent transparent AI or trustworthy AI, or you call it decentralized AI, right? So, but I would say that it cannot be there in 3 years, 5 years, something. It could be even longer, maybe 10 years from now. So, because as I said, um, um, so first the blocker is the technology. So we need technology, decentralize the technology to have the very superior performance as centralized products, and you need to ensure the security and the privacy of the individuals, right? So that is in like what I said, even in academia, it's not mature yet. It's not there yet. So this needs time. And after that, regulations, right? Just like now the government is doing lots of regulation work on Bitcoin,
yeah,
right? So you especially United States, China, and the European countries, right? So everywhere. So then once the technology become mature and you see the massive adoption, and then you see the regulations,
yeah.
right? So and it's the pipeline like that. It's a pipeline like that.
And regarding
So it's gonna
regulations,
take time.
yeah, regarding regulations, the only thing I can say is as long as it doesn't stifle innovation, it is definitely great. As long as it promotes innovation and support. And what about, quantum computing? Do you think that'll have any impact on the decentralized aspect of artificial intelligence? Or are we still far away from quantum computing yet?
Yeah, we're still far away from mature quantum computing. But I would say like if assume, yeah, I mean, if the quantum computing is there, it not only just change decentralized AI, it's gonna change your AI and everything else, right?
Yeah,
So even for centralized AI. Um, so you know that why NVIDIA is so popular stock nowadays is all because the GPUs, right?
true.
And why people need these superior GPUs from NVIDIA because they need the strong computing power to train their models. If I
Yeah,
have quantum computing there, GPU may be gone. We don't need GPU anymore. So, because the quantum computing is super powerful. I mean, we don't need like thousands of GPUs to train a model. We just need a quantum computing machine, and we can make it done like in minutes or hours. And
yeah,
now you need a thousand of GPUs to run a model training for months, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this can completely change the landscape, change everything if quantum computing is there.
Yeah, and I'm from the world of Bitcoin, and recently there are quite a lot of news that Bitcoin miners, they are not making quite a lot of money. So what they're doing is they are going ahead and renting their equipment, and they are switching from Bitcoin mining into artificial intelligence. And yesterday, President Trump, he was with Elon Musk live on Twitter, and he actually said that the energy consumption by AI is significantly higher as well, isn't it?
Yeah, 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 that's true, that's true. And I will say that this gonna consume more and more energies down the road because
Yeah,
and now almost every business they wanna integrate AI into their business basically. Right. So um, we see the trend. That's why the Nvidia stock jumping high, because we know that we need energy, we need computing power, right? So, but this is going to be a problem. Just like the first, I would say the first bull run on Bitcoin. I think back to 2016 when Bitcoin price goes up from like $20 something goes to like 1,400 back
yeah,
to 2016 or something like that.
yeah.
And I still remember the news like the Bitcoin miner uh, energy consumption is you know is even higher than the whole electricity bill from Denmark,
True, very true. Now it's
right?
even significantly higher after
Yeah.
the halving. It's much, much higher.
Yeah, I would say that moving forward, all the if you put all the energy consumption from AI training together, that could be a crazy number.
And Max, I was going through your white paper, which is on the website as well at GitHub, and it mentions something about the proof of honesty. So, can you
Mm.
explain what it means in the context of decentralized AI, and why is it significant for the innovation of OORTech?
Yeah. So the key for decentralized AI is like again, like what I said, is the transparency, right? So because you have the transparency, you have the trust, you have people's trust on your AI product, right? So okay, so but how you make this transparency? How you make it? So you need to let the whole AI development life cycle um, to be transparent. So uh, the full the entire AI life cycle, development life cycle includes data collection and data labeling, right?
Hmm.
And then data storage, right? AI data set storage, and then model training and fine tuning, and then inference, deployment and inference, right? So that's the AI development lifecycle. All right. So first step, so Oort has three key products: Oort Data Hub, Oort Storage, and Oort Compute to cover the whole AI lifecycle here. So to make every single stage be transparent. So Oort Data Hub, as you just mentioned, is focusing on data collection and data labeling. So we collect the data from everyone in the world, and the whole data collection and data labeling process will be recorded on blockchain. And you know where the data comes from. So if you ask me that, where the data comes from for ChatGPT training, I have no idea. Or Sora. I have no idea. Maybe they bought the data from Hollywood. Who knows? But from which studio, I don't know, right? And what data set they're using for training, I don't know. Maybe because that is important. Because if you want to build your trust on an AI model or AI application, you have to know what the training data is used for this AI agent. Otherwise, how can you build a trust, right? Just like if you want to trust some person, right? If you want to trust some person, you must know his background, his education, his school, right? His family, and then you can trust this guy, right? If you know nothing, how can I trust this guy, right? So that's it's the same logic here. Yeah, so Data Hub covers the data collection and data labeling to make it be 100% transparent, right? And then we have the model training part, and model training is the same. We use decentralized GPUs and then that or compute, and then the whole training process will be recording on blockchain as well. And also the data, what data set is used for training, the whole data set, the reading, the writing process, processing process will be recording on blockchain as well. And also for the data storage, we need decentralized data storage, means like this data cannot be manipulated,
True.
right? Yeah, and this is the real data set. You collect it from people, you use it for the model training, and the whole process will be recorded. So we put these three products together to guarantee the full transparency of the whole AI development cycle. And then at the end of the day, when you deliver this product, let's say another ChatGPT to people, and say, hey, you can use it in your phone or a computer, you can just trust it. It's no problem. And then you see the whole process. You see, oh, everything is transparent, and then you build the trust, and then people will start to use it. But for now, let me give you one example. If you the ChatGPT is powerful, right? But we just use them for some non-critical jobs, like edit my email or write an article for me, something like
Yeah.
that, right? If we have this product and say, oh, could you ask let the ChatGPT to have full access to your personal computer or your phone and get all access to all information there, and then your ChatGPT can be your very personalized personal assistant because he knows the GPT knows everything in your phone or your computer, right? And
Yeah.
of course, I would say no,
True.
right? Of course, I
Quite
would say
risky,
no.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No matter how powerful you are, I do need a very professional and a powerful personal assistant, but not you, right? Because I don't trust you. So that is the way how we can build trust between um, AI and human beings.
Yeah.
And that is the future. That's the future. If we don't have such a mechanism to build a trustworthy AI for humanity, it's I would not see any massive adoption opportunities there. People always have this concern.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if you watched this Hollywood movie called as Her, where there is a
What's
distributed
the what's the
AI.
name?
It is called as Her, HER. So
HER,
essentially, it is
her. Yeah.
a
I heard
software.
about this. I heard
Yeah,
about this
it
movie.
is essentially a software, and it is exactly what you said. The software actually asks for permission to access all of his details, like emails, his personal computer. And at the end, he actually falls in love, like proper love, with an actual application. So that is something
Yes,
dangerous. And
that's
it is a
true.
serious movie and a really
let,
good
let me
movie.
let me tell you this. So Sora is cool, right? It can make
Yeah,
lots of movies and this fancy stuff. It's a
yeah,
good it's to me it's a good toy for my daughter,
yeah,
right? But I never use ask my daughter to use it. I say whenever my daughter want to play with it, I say no.
yeah,
You know what? Because the response, because this is a closed AI, it's not open AI. I don't know what data set they use for model training. So their response could be very biased because maybe they
exactly.
bought the data from Hollywood, from some studios, and that data, the video they produced from that model, sorry, model could be very biased, right? I don't want
100%.
my daughter, but I don't know how much the bias is, and because I know nothing about this model, so I would not let my daughter to keep playing with that friend on a daily basis, and later on my daughter will be like brainwashed, right, by someone even I don't
Yeah,
know, right? So
yeah. Especially with US politics coming up, I can 100% say that ChatGPT is definitely biased, because if you feed in a couple of
yeah, of
questions, it
course.
gives you a very strange response. We can definitely talk about that off the call as well.
Yeah.
Now, what I wanted to ask is regarding Olympus protocol, and that is something which is working within the OT ecosystem. How does that enhance the functionality and security on your platform? And this is the information which is in GitHub as well.
Yeah, yeah. So Olympus protocol is our own in-house layer one blockchain
Mhm.
protocol, and we built it from scratch. And the key functionality of this Olympus protocol is to guarantee the the reliability and the security of the network, and the POH, which you just mentioned, proof of honesty consensus algorithm, is deployed and running on Olympus protocol, basically, to guarantee that all the DP nodes in the network They are honest nodes. They are
Okay.
not malicious node, not doing something bad, right? So because this is very necessary to have a secure and a reliable DP network. So this layer one Olympus protocol is the blockchain protocol to connect all these nodes and do allocate resource to in a network in an optimized way, and then the running the POH a consensus algorithm as a part of the Olympus protocol guarantees like each single node is doing right job.
Excellent. Now, we talk about, decentralization or distributed, how I like to call it. But Max, my experience in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space is that when you talk about decentralization and pure decentralization, how we like to call it does slow down your decision-making process.
Oh yeah,
So how
slow
do you
down
guys
too much.
yeah, because one of the update in Bitcoin, it literally took 18 months to go ahead
Hmm.
and implement it because they wanted the entire community to participate. But let's say in a centralized world, this could be done in just a matter of 2 or 4 days.
Yeah.
How do you guys go ahead and plan to manage the challenge of decentralization, or do you consider it as a strength?
Well, a very good question. I think this questions apply to not only our project but to everywhere. So
True.
this is a thing like you need compromisation, right? So
Mhm,
like what I said, decentralization and centralization, each of them has their own pro and cons, right?
mhm.
But how you find the optimize trade-off for something, right? For us. So because we're still early stage project, right? We cannot wait another like 18 months to make some decision. Then we're dead. So, but I think at this moment, not only us, but for many projects, I think the the s- the I would say the web. We give it a name. Maybe you heard about this type of a concept. We call it Web 2.5.
Okay.
Right. We have Web 2, which is centralized traditional business, Web 3, decentralized blockchain driven business, right? So transparency, decentralization. But but Web 2.5 is something in the middle. Means we need to combine the two, right? To take the advantage from both sides, make a faster decisions within a small group of people led by the project core team, right? And then in some sense, we need a decentralization, especially in the community ecosystem, this type of thing. So it's a combined model, something in the middle, right? So it's a trade-off basically. So that's why we define it. Oh, it's a Web 2.5. I think this is making perfect sense at this moment.
It does make perfect sense. And over time, it would switch from 2.5 to, 3.0. So beautifully said. Now, Oot also emphasizes on community development, isn't it? So my question is, how do you engage the community in AI life cycle, and what opportunities exist, let's say, for individuals or organizations to contribute in the Oot Foundation or OORTech?
Yeah, there's multiple ways for individuals or organizations to join us, no matter where you are in the world. So, for example, like the DP network, right? We're building a DP network. Now we have 30K nodes around the world, covering 108 countries. So you can follow our spec. So if you have the nodes, which is a good fit for our network, you can connect your devices into a network and to contribute your resources, right? Hardware resources. So it's one way. Of course, you will get token incentives. Another is like our product. So let's say or data hub, right? So data hub, we need to collect the data from people, right? As of what I said. So the data comes from people, and everything is transparent because everything, the whole process will be recorded on blockchain, right? So, for example, like our Data Hub product will be, we just complete the testing phase, and our commercial release will be coming in September next month.
September next
So,
month.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that will be the first decentralized data collection and data labeling platform. It's an app in your phone, for example, and you will, after you log in, you're gonna see lots of AI tasks from the real business, real customers, and they need data from you. And if you contribute your data and help them to label this data, for example, like take 10 pictures about your backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And then after you took a picture, take your 10 pictures of your backyard, label out the trees, the grass, and the tools you're using for gardening, for example, right? And these will be very useful data and high quality data for this AI firm to design some robots, some
Okay.
in the backyard to do the human works, right? Something like that. So very real business, and they need such many such high quality data. But for this, the bottleneck for this company is they have no way to collect this data because they
Okay.
need a huge such data set. And now they're going to come to OR. And then we have, let's say, now 200K or half million community members. And we just assign this task to all these folks. And they can contribute the data. And after they contribute data, they will get a reward, of course. And another key novel mechanism in the product is they're gonna enjoy the revenue share of the data set because they're the data set contributors. So you're not only contribute your data to some AI company, but you're the owner of the data set. That's the key principle of Data Hub. So whenever you contribute your data to some data set, you're the owner of this data set. Later on, when this data set is sold to many companies, for example, for like 10 million, 5 million US dollars revenue, you will always take your share.
And that would be the form of the Oort token, isn't it?
Of course, yeah, yeah.
And for our listeners in here, you should know that I think Bybit, they have a very step-by-step guidelines, on how to go ahead and buy the OORT token as well. So what I'll do is in the show notes, I'll definitely go ahead and mention that as well. Now, I do have one question that is regarding the ambassador program because I was going to your website and it mentions about the ambassador program. So what is it that people who are interested in being an ambassador, how can they apply for it? And what is it that they can expect from being an ambassador for Oort Foundation?
Yeah, so the ambassador has a lot of perks, I would say. So they can always join us as an ambassador to help us build our brand and the community. And now the community growth is our focus right now. And as a return, they can now get not only monetary incentive in terms of tokens or even fiat currencies, but also lots of very exclusive benefits. For example, they can access to many very exclusive resources from the project, right? So they have a close conversation with the project core team members. They
Mhm.
always know something way earlier than others, right? So and they feel that they're part of the journey, they're part of the pioneer team, right? So I think that's the key motivation for our ambassadors right now. Yeah, if you say that you can join a SpaceX as an ambassador and you have opportunity to talk to Elon Musk on a monthly basis or the core teams about in SpaceX, I would feel super excited. I even don't want
Yeah,
money, right? So
true.
so I think that's a key motivation, not only rather than like the monetary incentive. So
And being part of the system is itself a motivating thing, isn't it? Because that is where the future is headed towards.
yeah. Hmm.
Now, we are in the world of AI, and I'm going to ask a question from ChatGPT 4.0 because what I did was, I put all of your questions in ChatGPT 4.0. I
Hmm.
put the website as well. So this is a question verbatim from ChatGPT 4.0. I'm really curious to see what
Okay.
your response to this is. So let me just read it out what it says. So what ChatGPT 4.0 is saying is that Max, as we continue to push the boundaries of AI and decentralization, do
Mhm.
you see them as a tool to augment human capabilities and improve quality of life? Or do you envision a future where AI and decentralized systems fundamentally reshape what it means to be a human and how can we interact with each other in this world?
Um,
That is a handful question, isn't it?
yeah. So I would say, yeah, this is a very good question though. Um, So first of all, what I can confirm is, which I'm pretty sure you also feel it. AI already make changes to our daily life, right?
Yes.
So indeed it augments human capabilities and improve the quality of life in some way. But of course, there's lots of guys that use AI to do some bad stuff, right? So like a deep fake or something. They use they use these technologies to do something bad. So good or bad are always coupled for new technologies. So and I think the trend is very clear. So AI gonna help people a lot moving forward, and but for people to it's gonna reshape the whole world. Of course, it's gonna change lots of fundamental stuff. Because AI is a tool to significantly improve the productivity, right? So it's kind of a revolutionary tool, innovation, right? So as long as for human beings, your productivity is significantly improved, so many things will gonna be changed. So not only technology, but in other fields as well, like the politics, like economy, like humanity, everything. But I would not see it gonna happen in the short run because, as I said, AI is still far from mature, right? So I would say that if we view the whole thing like AI thing like 100%, the development is 100%. So I think our current stage is like less than 10%. So, I can tell you this in academia. So our big concern is this. Our big concern is not about the application, how AI going to change the world. Our concern is like we even don't understand how AI works.
Makes sense. Yep.
If you look at the yeah this in academia, so we know, oh, this is the deep neural network, and we feed in lots of data, high quality data, and then we got output, and we know that it's kind of a joke, but we all say it. When our AI model works, we don't know how it works, but when it doesn't work, we don't know why it doesn't work.
That is beautiful and such a strong statement, isn't it?
Right? So that's what we're saying in academia. But now you can tell that it is a long way to go for people to really understand the AI and then apply the AI to our daily life to completely change, reshape the whole world. But I can tell that's gonna be the future. If it can will not be there in 5 years, 10 years, but it will be there after 50 years. I don't know, but it will be there.
Great. Now, Max, you also are a skier, a hiker, and a ukulele player as well.
Yeah.
What is tips and suggestions you have for work-life balance? Is there anything you do to disconnect from work? Any advice you'd like to give to fellow people for efficient work-life balance?
Yeah, I mean, it, to be honest, it's hard to keep balance. There's no balance. So especially for a startup entrepreneur, right? So I'm a person with very focused on the efficiency and effectiveness. So I work hard, I play hard. So
Great.
whenever I have a little time, I very focus on play something, right? And then I work. So so that's why people around me seems like always say, "Oh, how can you make so many things, do so many things in your life, right?" So, but that's about the efficiency and the
Yeah,
time management. So I mean, I would say it's really hard to keep balance. If you are the leader or if you're a CEO, yeah, but you need to let's say well control your your emotion, your time. Zach Bird, is doing like a meditation or something, right, every day, right? So
yep.
yeah. So that's that's a way that for him, right? So for me, it's like I keep morning and night exercise workouts every day. So from 6 a.m. To 7 a.m. I just like jogging or walking and the thinking, and then during the night after 9 p.m. or even sometime 10 p.m. I go out and work out, do some exercise or work out for 30 minutes or something like that. So yeah, I mean that's a way that we're trying to use some little time
Yeah.
to do something uh, non-work related stuff. So, but we usually we play hard and then we work hard.
Yeah, and I think what you said is so important, especially the jogging part. I know quite a lot of people, that's the first thing that they do, and you do that thing as well in the morning. So that's brilliant advice. And finally, Max, as we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to tell our listeners from the AI sector or even from the blockchain space and how OORTech helps them?
Yeah, so this is something I always tell my students, because I'm teaching AI and the blockchain courses at Columbia, right? So this is the trend and this is the future. But there's a lots of problems for now in these two fields. Too many bubbles, too many scammers. Don't get discouraged by these scammers or bubbles because that is something, after like 50 years, when you look back, right, you will see that because when people see something new, they all feel excited. And of course, there's always a group of people, they're scammers, they want to make some quick money. Just like the dot-com bubble, like 20 years ago in early
Yeah,
2000, right? The same thing, exactly the same thing. All the VCs put money to the dot-com companies. No matter what you are doing, they don't even care. As long as you have the domain with the dot.com, they're gonna give you money, right?
yeah.
So that's crazy. That is happening now, right? Because this AI and the blockchain and crypto are pretty new. So don't get discouraged when you see some bad things, because after 50 years, when you look back, you say, "Oh, this is pretty normal," right? So you should have a mature mindset, along this journey, because along this journey, because it's new, it's novel, there's nothing certain down the road. It's full of uncertainties. At that time, you're gonna see lots of good things, lots of bad things. But for now, don't get disrupted or discouraged by the bad things. Stay your focus on the right thing, and we know this is the right thing because that's the future for sure. So
That is absolutely beautiful, and I'm pretty much sure listeners will definitely on board some of what you had to say. And thank you so very much, Dr. Maxley, for doing this. Really appreciate you talking to me, and I wish nothing but the best regarding decentralized AI revolution that you're essentially a part of. So thank you so very much for doing this. Appreciate it.
thank you so much for the interview, and yeah, very pleasant talking to you. And yeah, I hope I have more opportunities to share more stuff moving forward. All right, thank
Absolutely.
you. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.